And welcome back. FreshDirect is a leading online fresh food grocer delivering directly to customers throughout New York. Our next guest recently received the prestigious Outstanding Alumni Brother of the Year Award from Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated for his contributions with FreshDirect throughout the pandemic. Joining us to share a little bit more about that is the Vice President of Public Affairs at FreshDirect, Larry Scott Blackmon. And Larry, good to have you. And again, congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It's an honor to have been the recipient of this award, and thank you so much for the compliment.
Well, I mean, let's talk for a minute because when we talk about FreshDirect, obviously a lot of great work is going on in terms of just not being a food service provider, but also being able to be that huge provider during the time of this pandemic. And so, as you look back and as we see, we're trying to still make it through. Talk a little bit about FreshDirect's work, particularly in the pandemic.
So during the pandemic, FreshDirect was a source of relief for tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individuals throughout all of the areas that we served. We had been approached by the city of New York with a task of helping out. Due to COVID-19, the city was looking at closing many of its congregate settings, and those individuals still needed to receive food. They relied on those congregate settings for meals. And so we put our brains together and tried to come up with various plans and ideas of what we could do. And we worked with New York Common Pantry, which is a great organization based in East Harlem and had also Bronx location. So we worked with them. And then we developed what we called the Five Borough Food Program, feeding program, where we partnered with the 5 borough presidents, worked with their office to distribute hundreds of thousands of boxes of fresh produce and food to individuals who needed it most. And so throughout the pandemic, we delivered those boxes. We did so, obviously, to make sure that our employees were safe, that the people receiving the boxes were safe as best as we could. And it worked. And so for that and for many other reasons, I was bestowed with this honor.
So how did it feel? I mean, actually to have the Brotherhood say to you, listen, we know we're going to honor you for your work, and just what does it mean to come from your brothers?
It is a surreal experience. I am still living in a cloud. It's very hard to talk about yourself. And I try not to do that. We're sort of challenged to make sure that we do not incorporate the letter I as much as possible. So this is a collective victory for the many people that worked together to make all of the things happen outside of food, the charitable events that we held, the Zoom events, the conversations with individuals running for office, and so much more. The bicycle challenge, making sure that I jokingly refer to the indoor 5, the 5 pounds that you put on because we were not able to really go outside for about a year. So we put together, health initiatives to make sure that people could come outside and ride their bike. We did a bicycling challenge, and we did so much new and innovative and out of the box programming for people. So to be recognized for that is definitely an honor.
Yeah. And not just with FreshDirect, also your fraternity, Phi Alpha, has a lot of great history in terms of doing community service.
Absolutely. So Phi Alpha is the first Black Greek letter organization founded in America. It was founded at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York on December 4th, 1906. And we pride ourselves on manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. And so we do that through a number of our national programs that we implement. And the brothers of our fraternity run the gamut. They are everything, individuals in schools, you name it, graphic designers, artists, some singers, musicians. And so in every way possible, members of this great fraternity give back to their neighborhoods and to their community. So it is an honor to be a member of the fraternity. And we look forward to doing even bigger and better things beyond where we are right now.
Yeah, share with us a little bit about where we are. I mean, when we talk about where we are right now, we know that we're dealing with the Delta variant. We thought that maybe we could see COVID really out the door, but we know that not before dealing with this Delta variant. Mayor Bill de Blasio says you got to wear masks when you go to restaurants, fitness places. How does this change the work that you guys have done, given the fact that we thought that we'd probably be a little bit better than where we are right now?
So just as and this is, the way I look at it, right? Just as COVID has changed and there's a new variant, I think community-based organizations and leaders at companies need to have variants of engagement as well. We need to adopt and change with the variants that are impacting our community. So what does that mean? Well, yes, there's always a focus on giving and a focus on food, and we're preparing for that. We're gearing up for Thanksgiving. We're looking at all these other opportunities, but we also know that we still need to talk to the individuals who are not vaccinated, the individuals who are looking at various issues that have plagued communities of color particularly, and have put up a resistance to vaccination. At FreshDirect, what we just did most recently is that we partnered with the New York City Department of Health, and we brought in a vaccination team to provide vaccinations for the employees and also for the community. And that was very successful. And just think about it, if we had not have done that, there would have been a segment of the population who would not have been vaccinated. So I say that to say that it is incumbent upon community-based organizations to assist with this effort to ensure that the members of your organization are vaccinated, but that you go out. And then the next thing and I'll close on this particular piece by saying that there's also an economic impact that we're still feeling as a result of COVID. One of the things that we did in Phi Alpha is we created a COVID emergency relief fund where brothers could donate money to this fund that would then be donated to individuals and brothers who lost their job or were facing issues paying their rent or other economic hardships. So it's incumbent to have leadership that thinks outside of the box, that understands the current needs of individuals, particularly as we face this new unknown with this Delta variant.
Yeah. And so for you, obviously, a lot of work going into this COVID, into the COVID season, and really trying to make sure that people are being taken care of. And then on the fraternity side, of course, trying to really make sure that people are not forgotten as well. When you look back and you see all of the thousands and literally millions of dollars that's been pretty much given away in food to really be a blessing to people, what's the message that you'd like to send to others about really playing their part in giving back and helping and assisting during these troubled times?
Well, the message that I would send is not to assume that the need has waned. There is still a need out there. There are prideful people who will not tell you that they are in need, but they will show up on the line and you'll be surprised. Just the other day, we did a community service event in Harlem at Sylvia's, and where they were celebrating their 59th anniversary of being a part of the community. And we were doing a food distribution there. And you should have seen the line. The need is still there. So any way that you as a viewer of BronxNet can contribute in any fashion, whether it be 5 cents or $500 to a community-based organization, or just donating your time, it is still needed.
Yeah. Larry Scott Blackmon, thank you so much for being with us here again on Open. And again, congratulations. And please tell people a little bit more about how they can get connected with FreshDirect.
Well, thank you for having me. And you can connect with FreshDirect by visiting us at freshdirect.com. We are doing great as a company and looking forward to continued community engagement. FreshDirect.com. You can visit us at publicaffairs@freshdirect.com via email. Happy to serve you, happy to work with you if we can. And we thank you, BronxNet, and thank you, Daren, for always being so accommodating.
Hey, our pleasure. Larry Scott Blackmon, our guest. And again, congratulations on the award and the work that you continue to do with FreshDirect.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, we want you to stay with us because guess what? We've got more Open coming up. We'll be right back right after this.